You might think they're a bit of a joke. All those pesky emails, faxes and letters offering you a fortune. Well, they're not. Those get-rich-quick schemes, the Nigerian scams, are big business. A vicious international racket run by serious gangsters. And now, for the first time, we have some idea how many ordinary, hard-working Australians are being conned and how much they're losing. Millions of dollars every month. But after a 3-month-long investigation, here and in Nigeria, there's sweet revenge. We tracked down the racketeers and in a series of dramatic raids and sting operations, nailed the Mr. Biggs. Lagos, Africa's biggest city. We're on a raid with Nigeria's untouchables, the crack new anti-fraud police.
You expect violence?
Yes, we expect violence.
The target, an internet cafe full of scammers. These guys don't muck around.
I don't know. Sit down.
And the fraudsters don't know what's hit them.
What? You say what?
We were sitting down.
I need to make up.
Where do you want?
ID card is here. Your shop is downstairs.
Leave this man. He's a fraudster. Don't mind him. This is a classic scam leader.
For years, they've been firing off scam emails and letters like this.
You would think that somebody is actually sincere about trying to transfer £15 million into your account.
But there is no £15 million.
That's no £50 million.
Conning a fortune from unsuspecting victims all around the world, many in Australia. The scams and the frauds are pulling in millions of dollars from around the globe. From Queensland alone, $500,000 is coming here every month. Throw in all the other states and territories and you start to get a picture of what an amazing amount of Australian money is hitting these streets.
Oh, what a shot.
They played you like a bit of a fish, didn't they?
Yep, sure did.
You reckon they thought you were an easy touch?
Yes. Yes. They played me for a fool.
Queensland businessman Graham Schoenfish is one of the many Australians who've been conned by the Nigerian fraud syndicates.
We've been hurt, badly hurt. We've been stung. The amount of people, doctors, lawyers, and they're more educated than us. And if they can fool them, but we have got no chance of eluding their trick and their cunning and their conning.
Amazingly, Graham and his wife Dot have been handing over money to the Nigerian conmen for 16 years. $500,000 to dozens of different crime syndicates, with absolutely nothing to show for it. They're flat broke. How does a bloke who was smart enough to run 2 successful businesses manage to be dumb enough to fall for these scams?
Well, that's the exact word it is. I was dumb. I couldn't see the foolishness of it.
Foolish and a little greedy. This is how it works. Victims are drawn into grandiose financial schemes through emails and faxes like these. They're promised a share of the action, usually millions. But there's always a catch. First, the victim has to send a fee in order to have the money released. Then there's another fee and another. It never stops.
I said, oh, beauty. This is going to bring in some bickies and we wanted to struggle so much.
Did you ever ask why me?
Not really. I know I'm a fool now to say it, but I should have asked the question.
Queensland's top fraud cop, Detective Inspector Brian Hay, has heard it all before.
Fraudulent. Fraudulent. Fraudulent.
Inspector Hay heads Australia's first major investigation into the Nigerian scams.
Another fake document.
Another fake document.
It's frightening, isn't it?
It is. We've interviewed 133 people, and collectively those people have lost somewhere in the order of just over $18 million. Australia could be losing tens of millions of dollars every month, potentially.
And this is where the money goes.
Somebody there.
Today, we're on the trail of those millions.
Stand up. Don't shoot.
You done that?
Stand up. Don't
It
shoot.
says stand up and then you're still operating that thing.
Some of the sharks are going down.
It's meant for like big boys.
This is the big
You understand? Yeah, for the big boys.
So you blokes have been sitting here scamming people, have you?
No. They stay here.
So they virtually live here to keep the scam going.
Yes. Right. And the password. Write the password. The password.
My password. Your password, what's wrong with you?
This is really the tip of the proverbial iceberg. There are literally hundreds of these cyber cafes littered around Lagos.
Let's get going, please. Let's do this fast so that we can get going now.
It's crucial to remove the computers. They hold thousands, even millions, of victims' emails, addresses, and phone numbers. But they have to move fast. Outside, the crowd is angry. They're on the side of the crooks. Like many round here, they depend on the scams for a living.
Enter! Oh, yeah, go inside!
It's getting nasty, but a couple of warning shots clear the mob. Well, it's a demonstration of what can happen when that sort of action by the EFCC is not popular among the locals. Many of that big crowd had friends inside the cyber cafe, and the others, well, they think it's pretty much fair game to scam Westerners. The rocks were thrown, there were shots fired. Fortunately, we're out of there. A world away from the streets of Lagos, more and more Australians are sending cash. Were you almost addicted to try to get your money back?
I was. It became to me like if I didn't put it in, I wouldn't get anything. I'd lose everything.
Now, I understand that you eventually received a cheque for $31,500,000.
I thought, holy smoke, I thought, I'm made now. Look at this. I thought, they'll say to you, showed it to you? It was Chase Manhattan Bank, which is in New York.
You know this is a fraudulent document.
Well, I know now it is.
Incredibly, even after they're warned, most victims, like Graham Showenfish, keep sending money. And once the Nigerians have their hooks in them, they won't let up.
After that, I just said, right, that's it, no more.
But there was more.
There was more because they threatened my family. My wife didn't know this before, but I was coming out now. They threatened my family. And I could not stand by and see my family harmed in any way. So I reluctantly did what they asked. I was blackmailed. I was conned. And I was a victim of extortion.
Okay.
I'm sorry, can I stop
You
for
okay?
a while?
Sure. You all right?
Graham and Dot have now lost everything. This family home, their two prosperous businesses, and this property where they hope to build their retirement dream.
You know, you're so close to owning your own home, it's just gone, you know, and you're thinking, oh dear, after all that work.
Here we go.
But now they're fighting back.
Chief Ardy?
Yeah, Chef, I'm just thinking.
It's Graham Showenfish from Australia, Chief.
With the help of 60 Minutes, Graham wants to set up a sting to scam the scammers.
The money is 44,000, right?
Yes.
Before
That's
we head
okay.
off overseas, Graham arranges meetings with the scammers over in Nigeria.
Yes, we're still. I'm coming to Nigeria. Yes.
For counterfeits, they look very good.
Pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah.
And here in Nigeria, we've teamed up with the boss of the fraud police, Assistant Commissioner Ibrahim Lamorde. They say he's one of the few honest cops in the country.
We were putting a lot of effort to stop this scamming going on in Nigeria.
Have the scammers tried to bribe you?
Oh, of course, yes. Or severally, it's a daily occurrence.
That night, his team joins us in a Lagos hotel room, watching as the sting unfolds.
Hello.
Oh, hello, sir.
How are you?
I'm so glad to see you.
In a room next door, producer Mick O'Donnell poses as Graham Schoenfish, and the first con artist soon arrives.
With the grace of God.
With grace of God, that is what I told you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. It's a relief at last.
He claims he's a senior government official.
So what's your position?
Director of Currency Operation.
It's a very significant job, the Director of Currency Operations.
Yeah.
You're a very senior man.
And wants $20,000 US.
And what will I have to do to have my funds released?
Yeah, for your funds to be released to you, you will pay $20,000 for the documentation.
Now we move in. Good evening.
Good evening, my brother.
60 Minutes Australia.
Oh, how are you?
Are you the Director of Currency Operations?
No.
You're not? Why did you lie to this man? Let me introduce you to this man. This man is from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission.
Okay.
And that is why he's going to arrest you. Confronted by the police, he rolls over. He agrees to call his boss and lure him into the trap.
But I've been discussing with him. He said he would like to see you.
And minutes later, here he is, claiming an even grander position in the Nigerian government.
My position is Accountant General of Federation.
Accountant General?
Yeah.
Of the whole
Federation, yeah.
of Federation of Nigeria?
Yeah.
He told me that I will have to pay $20,000.
No. What is this? Is it dollar or pounds?
Hello. And who are you impersonating tonight, sir?
Who are this?
You're the Accountant General, no less, of Nigeria, are you?
No. This is the main man. He's the main person. He sent this man.
Looks like we've moved up the food chain. This man is a hardened crim, just out of jail for murder. At last he owns up, and then, bizarrely, he wants to apologise to Graham Schoenfish, back home in Australia.
Hello, Mr. Graham.
Yes.
This is Mr. Moses.
Yeah, I know you, mate. I know your name, yes. Yeah, blooming fraudster.
I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry for this. I don't.
It sent me to bankruptcy you've done with me.
2 arrests. It's been a good night's work.
See you guys tomorrow.
But it's far from over. Graham has been preyed on by many different crime gangs. Tonight, we're able to lure even more into the net.
How are you, sir? Welcome.
Graham. Just call me Graham.
This guy is with a syndicate who are so brazen, they're pretending to be fraud squad detectives themselves.
Are you a member of the EFCC?
Definitely.
Like an officer?
Yes.
Hello, my friend. 60 Minutes. And you're busted. You've just told our producer that you're working with the EFCC. You're a consultant.
I never said that.
Sir, let me introduce you to a real member of the EFCC. This fellow was pretending to be one of your lot.
Okay.
Once again, the scammer rolls over and dobs in the boss, who's waiting in his car downstairs. There's a scuffle, but he's quickly arrested and brought up for interrogation.
No.
Forget about this.
On a serious. How long have you been taking money from people?
Next morning, they're behind bars and paraded before Assistant Commissioner Lamorde.
I don't believe it. I have met you before.
These 2 men told us that they were working for your organisation, for the EFCC. Does that happen very often?
They are just fraudsters. You are wasting your time. You are going to jail.
You mess up here, I'll break your leg.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
In our week here, we saw dozens more arrests. But for every one of these crooks who are nabbed, there's scores more still out on the street preying on the gullible.
Take 3 from here. Take 2.
It must be frustrating to say to people, look, you've been conned, and they still send money.
It is very frustrating, but we won't give up. We can't give up. We've got to stop these people sending money. We've got to help them look after themselves, the interests of themselves and their families.
But it's going to be a battle. Such is the addictive lure of the Nigerian scams that even for Graham Schoenfish, even after all he's been through, there's still a niggling hope.
Do you still believe that you're entitled to a share of that?
Yes, I do.
31 million?
I still believe it. I want my money back that I put into it anyway.
But Graham, the police are telling us that every single person you've spoken to over the past 16 years is a fake.
Well, I didn't know that.
You're still sending any?
I'm sending nothing because I haven't got nothing to send.
Can you put your hand on your heart and say, that's it?
Yep. Finished.
No more?
Yep.
Just when you thought you'd seen the worst of those Nigerian money scams, something like this comes along. A con job so brazen and so low, it takes your breath away. And this time it's not run from some dingy office in Africa, it starts right here with a local villain. A notorious international con man, a liar and a cheat who'll take anything that's not nailed down. He says he's a Christian preacher, but really he's a middleman for the Nigerians. And he's preying on the poor and the vulnerable. But you'll be pleased to hear greed got the better of him. It was more than enough to lure him into Liam Bartlett's trap.
But now they got a new system now. You get paid out of London now, not out of Nigeria.
We're spying on one of the most brazen con men this country has seen.
I says, you're handling that 94 mils for us. I said, that'll come through, we'll get paid out.
Kawana Morihue has been preying on hundreds of weak and vulnerable people across Australia and New Zealand for 20 years.
We have bona fide contractors, so they 60 Minutes can't touch us.
As we listen in, this master of the con tries to lure in his latest target.
Around about 1.6B, all up.
He's working in cahoots with Nigeria's notorious scam syndicates.
So the new government has stepped in to pay us out.
But the game is up. Morning.
Morning.
Hello?
Yeah, hello. How are you?
Reverend Morihue, is it?
Yeah.
60 Minutes Australia.
Oh, very nice to meet you, sir.
How long have you been in league with these Nigerian scammers?
Oh, well, I would say last 15, 20 years.
You've taken a lot of money from people, from innocent people.
Well, I wouldn't say that. People invest and my investors are still with me.
Well, that's certainly not what these so-called investors told us.
He is a con man, you know. He has to be stopped. He scams so many people right up and down the coast of Australia.
$50 million on July the 5th. That's not your problem. That's God's problem, not yours.
This shyster has been around a long time. Since the 1980s, Kawana Morihue has been involved in countless scams, posing as a devout Christian pastor.
There are serious questions tonight about whether an Australian businessman who wants to buy PTL is all he claims to be.
At one stage, he tried to buy an American amusement park for $200 million. He even tried to sell a Da Vinci painting he didn't own.
Are you telling the truth?
Yeah, I'm telling the truth. But I'm a man that doesn't let the left hand know what the right hand is doing.
I'm trying to get him into jail, if the police will help me. He said he could fund me for $500,000.
Over the last 2 years, Kawana Morihue has teamed up with the Nigerian crime syndicates, targeting dozens of Australians. His latest victim, Brisbane businessman Rob Orchard.
Up on the hill over there.
That's where you're going to build a...
That's where we're going to build a Polynesian village.
And he took advantage of the dream.
Well, he said that he could get the $100 million for me, and all it's going to cost me is about $180,000.
Morihue introduced Rob to some shady Nigerians, masquerading as his business partners. But just before he handed over $30,000 in cash, Rob discovered who he was really dealing with.
What I've seen over the past few months, he doesn't care what people believe. All he wants to believe is just getting their money. If they gave me a badge, I'd have them locked up, handcuffed, locked up, and throw the key away.
As we showed in our first report, these scams are a multi-billion-dollar business. And it's here, in Nigeria's capital, Lagos, where it all begins. Thousands of scammers in internet cafes send out emails and faxes every day, promising to make their victims rich. But there's always a catch. First, they have to pay upfront fees, money they'll never see again.
Hello, my friend. 60 Minutes.
And you're busted. With the Nigerian fraud police, we busted some of the scammers who targeted Australians. Australians like retired Queensland businessman Graham Schoenfish.
I was blackmailed. I was conned. And I was a victim of extortion.
Okay.
I'm sorry, can I stop
You
for
okay?
a while?
Sure.
Graham lost $500,000, his home and his business to the Nigerian con men. And who are you impersonating tonight, sir?
What is?
You're the Accountant General, no less, of Nigeria, are you?
No.
But he got his revenge.
Hello, Mr. Graham.
Yes.
This is Mr. Moses.
Yeah, I know you, mate. I know your name, yes. Yeah, blooming fraudster.
I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry for this. I don't.
It sent me to bankruptcy you've done with me.
Yet for every scammer arrested here, there are hundreds more moving offshore, often joining forces with crooks overseas.
How long have you been taking money from people?
Nigerian fraud police boss Ibrahim Lamorde is frustrated by the lack of action by police in other countries.
People think it is a Nigerian problem, that we should deal with it.
So other countries just aren't doing enough?
They are not. Unfortunately, they are not.
So once again, we're on the trail of the scammers. Here in Brisbane, Rob Orchard wants to catch the Nigerian's frontman, Kawana Morihue. He's obtained damning evidence, a whole suitcase full of Morihue's private papers. Papers that reveal years of complex scams that he's hatched with the Nigerians. From those private papers, how many people do you think he has scammed?
Over 1,000.
Gee, that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money he's made. That's why I said, you work it out how much he has scammed.
And these are some of those victims. Brisbane churchgoers fleeced of their money in grand investment schemes.
The place that he targets the most is churches. Comes in amongst the churches to con the people, the innocent people. People that are sick, people that haven't got the money.
Because they're easy targets.
Yes.
To be a pastor, that's what got me, That's what got me to believe because of his status as a pastor.
It's the little people that he preys on, and he has to be stopped. He has to be stopped.
For the past 2 years, self-styled Reverend Kawana Morihue has been cutting a swathe through Victoria, New South Wales and Queensland, targeting vulnerable people through church groups. The Australian police have let him slip away, but we've chased him here to Auckland, New Zealand, where he continues to lure many more into the Nigerian trap. With Rob Orchard's help, we've cornered Kawana Morihue at this Auckland hotel.
So how long have you been doing this? How long have you been trying to get money out of Nigeria?
Well, I've had 4 payments. They weren't very big ones. 1.6 B, all up.
1.6
B.
billion.
That's what the government owed me.
And that's where we come in. Mr. Morihue, we have seen all the documents in your briefcase.
Well, that's only some of them. That's not the official act.
That's only some of them.
And then you're breaking the Privacy Act.
Well, that's interesting because there are hundreds. There are hundreds of names in this briefcase.
Yes, we know
and
that.
you know there are hundreds of names of people that you've taken money from in Australia.
Don't you think we want to pay them back?
You've stolen $55,000 from David Woodtana. He lost his trucking business. You've stolen $260,000 from Brett Campbell.
Hold on.
It's how you take money from innocent people.
It's like
Sylvia Abel, $3,000. Janice McDonald. Tina and Graham Capps, $30,000, plus staying with them for 6 months.
Hey, hello.
Olive Pellisu, who takes in street children,
I got a correct.
and you take $300 from a person like that, you're a disgrace.
Hey, they're my friends, right? They're my friends.
Mr. Morihue, we've spoken to them. They are far from
but
being your
you
friends.
just get your point of view and your story. That's all you're interested.
They're not
That's
your
what
friends.
60 Minutes is all about. That's what
These
Fair Go
people-
all about.
These people want you in jail. But the sad truth is that Kawana Morihue won't be going to jail anytime soon. What about all those religious people that you've stolen money from? Australian police, like Brisbane Fraud Squad head Brian Hay, say they just don't have the jurisdiction or the resources to pursue these international conmen.
Are law enforcement agencies paying due attention to it?
Look, I think we will now. We had a problem that we didn't know was there. We had no idea of the extent of the problem.
How widespread do you think these Nigerian scams are?
Nigerian scams are global. There's no doubt about that. You know, they have global reach. We know of money being transferred to all parts of the world, and the effects are enormous.
The Nigerian syndicates are indeed springing up all over the world, as we discovered during months of undercover investigations. Australians are now being targeted by scammers based in Hong Kong, Madrid, even London.
He told me £8,350.
Yes, that's right.
How much was it again?
That's 8,350. Yeah.
In pounds?
Yeah, that's right.
Now, he thought it would be okay if I paid that in dollars. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, they accepted the.
With our producer posing as an Australian retiree, we caught this scammer in a London hotel room. A Nigerian claiming to be a British government official.
Oh, this is David Thomas, Accounts Department of Her Majesty's Revenue and Customs.
Yes, and Treasury Department.
Hello. How are we? David Thomas from the Her Majesty's Treasury, is it? I'm Father Christmas. That's almost as believable as your story, isn't it? And they kept on coming. You are Davis Owens?
Yeah.
In charge of the Central Bank of Nigeria here in London, you say?
No.
We've got these guys on toast. It's time to ring Scotland Yard.
Look, we have a man with us now who is one of the scammers.
Right.
And we've just filmed him
But
in the act
again,
scamming
police say they're powerless to act. We've given them 6 weeks' warning of our sting, but they refuse to come.
Okay, let me get this straight. The Scotland Yard fraud squad per se is not interested.
There would be no point in arresting this man without because he hasn't committed an offence here. It's over in Australia.
I bet you're very pleased that Scotland Yard don't want to have anything to do with you. You're very lucky. Very lucky man. Try not to con any more Australians.
When we alerted Scotland Yard to a scam taking place in a London hotel, they didn't want to know about it.
That's why I think the Nigerian-based frauds have been able to proliferate so well, and they've been able to scam so many people and make so much money. How do you investigate a crime when you've got an offender in another country? Now, we've gone in and had a good look, and we've got a massive problem, and we're going to address that.
Back in Australia, the victims are counting their losses. With little hope of bringing the con men to justice, they've lost faith in the law.
Well, I thought they would have got him by now. A long time ago, actually, right from the very beginning when he even first started out. Why is he still free out there doing what he's still doing? Why is he still out there?
Well, 100 grand, 200 grand in Australia. That's okay. They'll get the money back.
You want to get to the truth? As for the Nigerian's local connection, Kawana Morihue, he's still operating without fear of the Lord or the law.
Well,
Is indicative of what's in there.
Hey, brother, you can put us marriage down, but you can't put me down. I got my married people out there, my married paramount chiefs. I got the married party out there that'll stand behind me. They know me.
You're pulling out the race card as well.
No.
So you start on religion, then you go to race.
No.